Think about it. Hey, good morning, Ben. Good morning to everybody here. Glad you're with us today.
Did find the intro. It should be interesting. Hopefully it works.
The what?
The intro.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully it works. I just uploaded it. Have no idea. Haven't tested it.
Glad you guys are with us today. Sarah? Yes, I'll have an update coming up at 9 o'clock. I want to thank you too, Sarah, for your donation yesterday. Any donations help us. They help us. Don't think it is too small or too big. We're grateful for anything. Good morning, Tanya. Happy April Fool's Day. That it is April Fool's Day. We're here. We're ready. Thank you for liking and subscribing, letting people know what we're up to early on. Hello, Kimberly. Glad you guys are with us. Hey, Joe, I just sent you another video, okay, buddy?
All right.
It would go after Tom Holman. Hey, guys, thanks for kicking up. Thanks for joining this morning. Glad you're with us. Just about time to rock and roll. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Tuesday it is. There's still videos from around the country of people attacking Teslas, by the way. Greg reminds us Fool's Day started because Pope Gregory the 13th, he changed New Year's Day April 1st to January 1st. Those still celebrated New Year's on April 2nd were called fools. And now you know the rest of the story. Paul Harvey. Good morning, Vic. Joe Jam. Joe Jam. I like that. It's I am finally on. And that's not April Fool's. I kind of like Joe Jam. I like that better than Pro Joe. Joe Jam.
Like
I
Toe
read
Jam.
I read it wrong, but I like Joe Jam. Here were Joe Jams. Joe Jam. Oh man. All right. Joe Jam. Yeah, baby. Lots of stuff going on again today. Pam, I know it's I am. I love you. I read it as I was looking out quick as Jam, Joe Jam.
She forgot the space.
Yeah,
it does look
Joe
like
Jam. Joe Jam. You gave him a new name. For Joe Jam, I'm Vic Faust.
JoeJam.net.
Pro Joe's good, which should have been Joe Pro, but Pro Joe is easier to say than
Well, yeah.
Joe Pro. Well, maybe not. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. April 1st, we have entered the month of April. Actually had a Democrat post something this morning with all kinds of people saying that the assassination attempt on Trump and Butler was fake. All a hoax, despite what even the CIA and FBI says. I mean, this shows you there is no reasoning. Top 10 reasons why you can't talk to a Democrat. Pro Joe flows better. Paul, thank you for your donation yesterday. Paul Shidlidowski. JetJams.net. Glad you guys are here. Ask the deceased firefighter's family. Yeah, Exactly. What a great point, Paul. I mean, there's literally these evil people who are liberals, so they're evil liberals, who will say this and put that out there. Unbelievable, but such is life. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready. More importantly, how's Joe's dog? To Joe, could you give an update? Good morning, Donna, on your doggy dog.
He's doing good. He just needed some tests done, and we'll find out in 30 days if he needs some sort of a surgery.
Can I give details if you're not going to?
I mean, if you want.
I felt bad.
Yeah, I mean, I did too.
All right.
You go ahead. Yeah, I'll let you.
I asked Joe yesterday, what's up with your dog? Is everything all right? And he's like, well, he has an enlarged gonad. He has an enlarged doggy ball. So you have to find out if there's cancer in there or okay, I see.
And he just had a heart episode not too long ago, and they don't want to do surgery too close. You know, he's a special little dog.
Oh, he's a little dog.
Yeah.
All right, little mighty mite.
He was gifted to me.
Oh, how about that? I had a dog gifted to me too. Best dog I ever had.
Actually, I can say the same about this one, man. He's right up there, that's for sure.
As Glenn says, let's get ready to trumble. I can't say the rumble, right? Are you like technically you're not supposed to say that?
Yeah, you'll have to pay some money. He'll come after
Donna
you.
says, good morning, guys. My dachshund had spine surgery. Very successful. Lived very much longer. That's good to hear. My good friend Joel, he has a dog. He has insurance for his dog where he is like the health benefits package on a monthly. It's like the spa package. Goes in for preventative treatment every month. I'm like, he is able to, and he spends more on his dog than I do for insurance on myself.
I mean, they're just like kids, man.
Heck yeah, they are. Absolutely. So we pray for your doggy dog, little mighty mite. What's your dog's name? Let me guess, like Brutus or something?
Close.
What?
Darth Vader.
Oh my God.
I'll actually upload a picture. We'll show a picture at the end of the show.
Pam says our German Shepherd had infected prostate. Oh, so they had to fix him and could not be used to breed. Poor guy. I know that's when Joe told me that, I was like, yeah, how would you feel if you had a ball that was inflamed, enlarged, infected? No, you get it. You get it.
Yep, he's a very menacing looking dog for sure.
Do you have a picture of him that you can
Yeah.
post before we start the show?
Not before we start, but I'll email.
How about
it
at the
to
end of the
myself.
show?
Yeah. Yep.
Donna says, at the University of Penn Vet Hospital, paid bill monthly for years. Trustees forgave the $300. Oh, that's nice. I know a lot of veterinarians. They're all pretty damn good, too. Cute name. What is the age of your dog, Joe?
He is 9.
Oh, 9.
Yep.
9 for Darth Vader.
He's a Pomeranian too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. He actually has a big dog bark. It's funny.
First dog I ever had was a Pomeranian.
Oh,
named
yeah?
Cookie.
Uh.
But sad. All right, dude. Let's get this thing going. Let's get it started. Do we have an intro today?
You
wanna do it or
possibly have
not?
a song, yeah. Let's give it a shot.
All right. Let's get ready to trumble, as we like to say. Ooh.
Unbelievable. It's even doing it here in the studio.
What's
this
that?
is a new file.
Hey guys, welcome to cancelthisshow.com. Vic Faust here. Joe Jam alongside, also known as Pro Joe, also known as Joe Pro, also known as the big fella with the dog named Darth Vader. This is cancelthisshow.com. 902 April 1st. Glad you're with us today for our live podcast. We'll be here till about 10 o'clock. You know what we do. News headlines, what's happening with this administration, what's happening in the year in 2025 with those news headlines and things that affect our life. Coming up on the show today, I think the Democrats and you guys, because I'm at the computer right now, the Democrats are having a long talk. It's essentially a filibuster just to show that they fight Trump, because Democrats polling and all their research shows that as they are a party of disgrace and despair and desperation right now, they are trying to show that they're fighting with Cory Booker as they give long speeches. For what? I have no idea. We'll talk about that. Elon threatening to arrest people today, says people will be arrested for fraud on the American people, on the American government, on our American tax system. Yeah, it's about time there's accountability. Makes my heart warm. Send the criminals away. Take them to justice. Elon getting into that. Also, an ACLU lawyer can actually look you dead in the eye in a camera and tell you that there's no men competing in women's sports anywhere. Not one case in America. This is an ACLU lawyer, which is why you can't take them serious. Tom Homan with a message for illegals, with a message for these lower court judges who are trying to stop the good with Trump. Once again, it's all just like, we want to show fight. We'll get into that as well. Caroline Leavitt with a message as well, reminding Democrats who they think they're trying to protect. They may not even know. They know, but they're not willing to get into it. And it's very interesting. We'll get into this race in Wisconsin. The Democratic Dane County judge, Susan Crawford, who has a lead, or at least at a big lead, expected big lead, over the Republican Waukesha County Judge Brad Schimel. Elon Musk putting $20 million of his own money behind Brad at the last moment, because guess what? Republicans let him flounder, while 80% of the money coming in for this Democrat was coming from out of state, while 80% of the donations that Brad had were from in-state. So we'll break that story down as well. Hope you guys are ready to rock and roll today. Glad you're with us. Yesterday at the end of the show, we're going to get into all this. Oh, and by the way, Paul says the 400,000 Social Security numbers that were given out to non-citizens should piss people off on both sides of the aisle, but it's only the Republicans. Why aren't Democrats upset? Actually, Paul, I thought the total Elon came out with was 21 million. 21 million. I thought it was 21 million. I'll try to find that total. Not 400,000, but 21. It's like, what? 400,000 seems like it's more believable, but guess what happened under Biden? Okay. Connie, you bring it up as Connie says, did you get your money from, as you said, the kind artist? Here's the thing. Before I give you my answer on this whole thing, I set this up for people who weren't there. Let's go Florida elections as well. Tanya, you're right. There's a Republican in a tight battle that shouldn't be in a tight battle because of Donald Trump dominating the state of Florida. Kevin says, yeah, over 2 million last year alone. That's what I meant. It was 2 million, not 21 million. 2 million illegals receiving Social Security numbers from Biden. Yeah. Okay. So at the end of the show yesterday, I told you about a situation where I hadn't received my money. And I say my money from that standpoint, where a person called me up who I knew, said he wanted to help me. I had already been doing business with him, or at least trying to help him in business, because I was told I would receive finder's fee, commission, so forth, that sort of thing. Had it all in writing. So I trusted him, and then he wanted to help me and said I'd get my money back. He would double the money in a week. And I'm like, I said no twice. Then I accepted finally out of desperation, out of trust. Well, 39 days later or 30 days later, it never came. And he never said that he wasn't going to pay me, but he wasn't. And every day it's like, yeah, your money's done today. Well, long story short, right now there is a happy ending to the story. I received a text message right after the show that just like I had been receiving for all those days. And then things were taken care of. And then I was able to pay some bills yesterday. So yes, there's a positive thing to report with that. So I am happy that I did not say a name. I am happy that I did not say a company. I am not thrilled that I had to give that story public, but I felt like I was at an end. We had a good conversation last night. For all intents and purposes, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if he's listening again today. It was already after he had paid what he said he was going to pay. It was plus the late fees that I didn't know if I would get. But I'm not happy that I had to go public. I did not want to do that. He said he loves our show. It was like, well, if you're a conservative, which he is, you're going to love this show. That's how we say, give it a week. But we know we do a good job from that standpoint. We're just waiting for the right marketing people to show up to help us get out there. There's only a few of us trying to rock and roll everything. Mandy says, good, glad you got it back. Sorry to go through this. Was it stressful? You better believe it was. Absolutely. Because in life, if somebody tells you a week, it shouldn't be 5 weeks, right? Especially when you say, I'm not going to do this unless it's going to be exactly a week. And that's where the disconnect was. But in the end, it was taken care of. And even the late fees that I didn't know that would get there. So I'm grateful that happened. I'm grateful that there is a positive outcome to report. But it's hell going through that. It is. And nobody wants to go through it. So that's what the news was with that. So who knows? We'll see. Love the show. And of course, but once again, didn't have to float my boat. Didn't have to blow smoke up my behind after the money was paid, and really wanted to talk and have a good conversation. So, yeah. So it's done. If there's anything else, Karen says, I'm so happy for you. Paul says a person's word is their bond, period. That it is. It is. Yeah, it is. The second, Glenn, yes, that's what happens when it comes to, trusting and just moving forward. We all make mistakes, and we need to do what we can to correct those mistakes. Apologies help, and then you move forward. And trust me, like I said before, I'm imperfect. I'll put it all out there for you. But as I tell my kids, in life, we're going to screw up. Just try to keep your heart right. You're going to screw up. Just try to be honest and just try to be forgiving of other people. Have mercy, compassion, empathy, because you're going to need it too. You're going to definitely need it at points in your life. So that's where we are. But then when you need money, stress is at an all-time high. You're more desperate. You may be more apt to do things that you're not willing to do because you start to feel that pressure. And I don't care how much money you may have right now. Everybody has been in a situation like that in their life or going through it. We all deal with something. Like I said, I've talked with and hung out with billionaires. I've been in the worst places you can possibly imagine. I lived in a trailer park when I was young, and I've been in a part of my life where I had a lot of money. So I've experienced it all. And then to come back to being a business owner as well. So Rick says, are you going to give him more money? No, I think we agreed before the money was even paid that I would not be receiving money back, or we agreed to never do a deal again. Let's just I know that time, and I believe this, that time can heal most things. I really do believe this. If you think about it, I don't know what it is in life, but time really can heal a lot, or it can lessen the blows. That's for sure. Because there's been some things that I didn't think I would ever be able to get over that I did. And you guys know what we're talking about. So we'll see where this goes from that standpoint. Greg says they should donate to the show also for the first time you used on the show to deal with the lies. You know what though? I'm moving forward. I promise you, Joe knows this about me. I try to move on. I do. I just want to move on. Life's too short. I'm not getting any younger. People aren't. And it's good advice for all of us. Let's just move on. Crap happens. People are going to upset you, even unintentionally. I've upset people. People are going to lose their temper. They're going to do things that aren't cool. They're going to upset you. They're going to screw you over. Now, it's up to them whether they apologize and try to make it better. Most people don't, but there are people who do. And this person apologized as well. So I need to get that out there as well too. So I'm fair, I'm honest, I'm straightforward. Like I said yesterday, I'm getting better in business. Not the best guy yet, but we're moving forward with the show. And compassion, mercy, forgiveness, empathy, because we all need it at some point in life. And I certainly try to teach my kids that. So that's what happened with that whole situation. We are moving forward. There's positive to move forward with that. And I'm grateful. So hopefully we don't have to do it again. But I felt dirty and I felt sick to my stomach when I got off the show yesterday for feeling like I had to do that, for feeling like I was forced into that situation. Paul says, at least he seems redeemable. Absolutely. We all are. Pam says you did the right thing. Good decision. No, you do. No, I don't say names now. No, that's fine. And it's always better if things are done private, especially, somebody who had their name put out there for the entire world to see in a not so positive situation. And then when you go through something like that, you really, and I was pushed, and trust me, it was long thinking for week after week after week. Glad it worked out from Connie. Yeah, that's funny. I'm relieved for you. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. When it comes to the show today, I'm grateful for all of you guys. And a few of you also donated to the show when I was honest about what happens with finances and how expensive all this is. And we try to put on the best product that we possibly can. And the people who have worked here for no money or low money, and we're grateful for them. And we love you guys showing up every day. You guys make the show, and we come here for you guys. And because there's still a lot of people watching both live and on tape or recorded on all the platforms, video and audio, that's why we continue to do this. So we go from there. Jeannie says you wouldn't have seen a penny if you hadn't said something on air. Well, maybe not, but it doesn't matter at this point in time. No, it was not Eric. Not at all. But I think all parties go on. And I hope this person gets blessed. I do. I mean this wholeheartedly. I hope this person gets blessed with the business I tried to give him. I do. Do I think I'm going to get a penny back if something happens? No. No. But you never know. But it is what it is. Just remember that none of us are perfect. We all screw up, or we all get in situations where our intent is good, but the outcome doesn't seem like it's going to work there. So patience, understanding, mercy, empathy, forgiveness, mercy. I ask God for that all the time. Please have mercy on me. But if you show others mercy, I think you'll get it back. I really do. All right. This is Cancel This, canceltheshow.com. Grateful for you guys jumping in today. Vic Faust, Pro Joe in the house as well, also known as Joe Jam. This is kind of boring, but I want to get it out there. The Democrats, I don't get it. Somebody has to take charge of that damn party to help them. They literally have essentially filibustered all night. I don't know if they're still talking. I have no idea. Todd, thank you for your donation yesterday as well. Cory Booker is leading a very, for lack of a better term, unintelligent, stupid, long talk in DC just to show that Democrats will stand up and fight. It's about nothing. It's not about policy. It's not about helping the American people. It's to protest Trump and Elon. Look at this video. I mean, literally, nobody's there. Nobody's there. It's just Cory Booker talking at the podium and nobody's freaking there. This is how the Democrats feel that they're helping Americans. I mean, check it out. This is what's going on.
I have a tremendous love for this institution. As a 98-year-old, she now has dementia. $5 trillion that disproportionately go to the wealthy, your report means he has not been able to get loans to expand his business as long as I possibly physically can.
All night long, that crap has been going on.
We can win.
That's how the Democrats are trying to come back against Donald Trump and Elon. That is certainly not the way to get the Democrats back on track. Have no idea why or what they're trying to do with that whole situation, but it is not good. Okay, Elon Musk. He's put in $20 million into the Wisconsin. Who would ever thought the Wisconsin Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court Wisconsin race would be so big? The election's officially nonpartisan, but we all know in this state of Wisconsin, who Trump won, by the way, in the year 2025, it's a big, big deal. What's at stake? Well, the liberals currently hold a 4-3 majority, and the court is expected to consider cases related to abortion rights, congressional redistricting, union power, and then here are the big ones: voting and election rules. Who gets to vote in that Wisconsin election? Who can vote? Illegals? Do you have to show ID? That's why this has become a massive, massive race. Well, Republicans kind of let Brad Schimmel, the Republican, kind of just hang out there. We're all celebrating Donald Trump's victory. We're dominating the country. Conservatives' approval rating at an all-time high. Donald Trump's approval rating at an all-time high. Well, Schimmel didn't have any money. Guess what? 80% of his competitor in this race, 80% of her money was coming from out-of-state sources to try to win this election. That's right. Dane County Judge Susan Crawford received all sorts of money, 80% from outside sources. Is somebody not trying to buy an election? George Soros. Now you have Democrats and Susan herself saying Elon just trying to buy the election, trying to make him out like he's bad. Elon put $20 million into this, by the way, and he's posting about it and how important this is and how our country needs to wake up because they could try to steal the state of Wisconsin with election rules. I'm going to let you know, but here's what Donald Trump said. He said, this is a very important referendum, question 1 on the April 1st ballot, to amend the state constitution to require voter ID. This and other election integrity measures, including banning drop boxes and same-day voting with paper ballots, can only happen if you get out and vote. For state Supreme Court, make sure to vote for America First patriot Brad Schimmel against Susan Crawford, a radical left liberal with a history of letting child molesters and rapists off easy. By the way, that's backed by fact. At a town hall meeting yesterday, a mom came forward, brought evidence of how she allowed one of these child molesters out early and allowed him to live right next to her house where she had a young daughter. It's a fact. This is a fact. That's right. This show's about facts first, not fiction. Facts first, then feelings. That's who she is, a radical left. If that's what you like, then that's your candidate. It's not where America is. It's not where the majority is anymore. I continue on with Donald Trump's Truth Social quote that he put out. America First patriot Brad Schimmel against Susan Crawford, a radical left liberal with a history of letting child molesters and rapists off easy. She will be one of the most liberal judges ever elected, which would be a disaster, all caps, for Wisconsin and the United States of America. So important. All caps here. Please get out and vote yes on question 1 and vote for Brad Schimmel to the Supreme Court for April. This is a big, big deal. It's a huge deal of what's happening right now. Also, Elon Musk put this out. I believe someone from the standpoint, and I'll talk about this in a second, where he's talking about where he's going to possibly arrest somebody, or people would get arrested today for fraud of America. But he put out vote Brad Schimmel tomorrow, April 1st. Elon is really into this right now. I couldn't figure out why Elon got involved in this so heavily. Yes, he loves America, but $20 million of his own money to help this Brad Schimmel. Very, very interesting. It's also a test. I don't agree with this. If Susan Crawford wins, it's not a referendum against Donald Trump or Elon. Let's be real. The approval ratings are great. America's going in a wonderful direction. This is already a very, very tough swing state. But you'll see liberals, you'll see mainstream media. Oh, Susan Crawford won. Donald Trump is not loved. Elon is not loved. I'm telling you, you'll see Fox News say stuff like that too on some of their shows if Susan wins, which is another reason why I do believe Elon has gotten involved from that standpoint as well. It's a swing state with a divided court. It's a swing state with a divided court. So just remember that. What's interesting, by yesterday, almost 645,000 advance ballots had been returned. That's a 40% increase over the advance total in Wisconsin's 2023 judicial race. That's huge. You're talking about 645,000 ballots in early in that state. I know a lot of us were worried about that with this 2024 election. Remember all those ballots that were in early? We were worried, but it worked well for conservatives, right? Didn't it? I thought it worked well. We did better than we thought we would. But I still think back to 2020 with early ballots being in. I can't get that out of my head, and I hope that I'm wrong. Donna says swing state motivation. Heather says Crawford is evil, but Wisconsin is screwed due to Milwaukee, Madison, and the Green Bay area. I can't believe, how is Green Bay so damn liberal? I get Madison. It's a Looney Tune college town. And a lot of these college towns have lost their minds, and they need a good cleansing, and it's going to take time. And I understand Milwaukee. I do understand Milwaukee, but I don't get Green Bay. Trish says illegals in the state of Wisconsin voting. Could be. I don't get it. I'm just grateful that, and I don't want to say I'm upset, but I'm a little disappointed that Republicans, and if you dive into the story, and I'm not getting into it because we have too many stories to cover, and that's what we do here. Tanya says early voting was done by Democratic Party per the Fox News channel last night. Yeah, to make sure that they win this, to win this. Trump won Wisconsin by 15 points. How in the hell would this judge lose? Trump won by 15 points. Thank you, Glenn. It doesn't even make sense. They're going to find ways to do it out. Yep. You're right, Kevin. Look what the globalists are doing to France and Marine Le Pen. Yes, Trump supporter, patriot. Unfortunately, France doesn't have the Constitution protection America does. They're not allowing her to run for president in the next election, and she would probably win. They tried to do it to Trump, and now they took the same script to France, but they don't have the same protections that we have. Sorry, Glenn, I thought you were saying that. I know that it was a good margin that he ended up winning by in the final totals. But what I was getting at is Republicans weren't giving Brad Schimmel money. They weren't. It was like he was out there. It's like, we got to support our people. Thank God Elon came in at the end, or it would be even worse. So you're going to hear liberals lose their freaking mind on these media channels. Trump's bad. Wisconsin doesn't want him. We don't want Elon. Claiming victory. And they have no policy. Once again, just remind yourself when all the talk, it's going on. What policies are they bringing forward to help Americans? What policies are they bringing forward to help Americans? Paul says if he loses, it's because people have short attention spans. Well, Americans do. That's for sure. Damn short attention spans. From the chat line, why are French and Italians attacking Teslas? I don't know. It's pretty sad. But Elon is doing everything he can to help Brad Schimmel. We'll have more on that coming up on Thursday. Is it a huge blow to conservatism, Republicans, the Trump administration? No, it's not. But is it a black eye if he can't win? Yeah, absolutely. But at the same point in time, who's to say Wisconsin, with their liberal leadership, didn't stuff the ballot with 645,000 early? It's a record by far in the state. 645,000 ballots. And we all know it's a swing state. And by the way, Donald Trump won every swing state. Did we know that yet? I just like to remind people he won every swing state. It's crazy to me. States up there are so liberal. I lived in Michigan for 11 years, and you guys know my love of Detroit, my love of Michigan, and I'm telling you right now, it was a lot of the Democrats. It was just because that's what they had always done. A lot of union members, and it just takes time to get that out of your mind. It does. It just takes time. I remember when my dad voted for freaking Obama, I was like, oh my God, there's no coming back. Now he's one of the biggest Patriot supporters, Trump supporters, conservatives you could ever imagine. At one point in time, Pro-Joe was a Democrat, and then he saw the light and he came back.
I voted for Obama as well.
Yeah. Just the first time or both times?
I think both times.
Okay. Fair enough. But the Republicans just can't sit back and think everything is so wonderful. The people like Brad Schimmel and these other races, there's one going on in Florida as well right now. It's a tight race, and it shouldn't be. Not with a conservative in Florida where Donald Trump crushed Kamala. So these things need to happen. From the chat line, I heard Pritzker was paying for some of these protests with Soros. Absolutely. And Pritzker has put money into the state. The governor of Illinois putting money into the race for Wisconsin. This is what the Democrats are doing. This is how desperate they are. Sad state of affairs. From the chat line, if this judge loses, it will give the Democrats some momentum going into the midterms until Trump start bringing more receipts and America's made great again. I agree. And if you believe in a deep state, which I do and which we know, it seems as if the Democrats have gotten crushed so much that something to me thinks that they're going to make this work somehow, some way. How, Vic? You can't just say that. Where's your proof? You talk about facts and fiction. 640,000 early ballots. That's why. When you already have a 4-3 liberal to Republican advantage in the state. That's why. Let's see the breakdown. Who voted? Voter ID checked or not. Those are the things that make me wonder what the hell is going on. Dave says, can you go over local elections coming up? I have no idea who's not woke. We'll do it. We'll do that. Thank you. Joe says they'll definitely cheat. Greg says, interesting that when the Democratic Party loses, they want to get rid of the Electoral College. Yeah. But Elon, back to him, doing everything he possibly can. Still popular, doing what he's doing with Doge. Listen to this, which he brought out yesterday. Elon, with a very, very direct statement about those who are committing fraud in America and saying something to the effect of somebody being arrested today because of what they have done to this country.
In fact, I believe someone is going to be arrested tomorrow. This is someone who actually stole 400,000 Social Security numbers and personal information from the Social Security database, and was selling Social Security numbers and all the identification information in order for people to basically steal money from Social Security. And this is like a particular avenue of fraud for like illegal immigrants and for voter fraud, because the main way that identification is established in the United States is via Social Security. So if you compromise the Social Security system, you can basically get people to get de facto registered to vote, even if they're not citizens, and to get a bunch of benefits and to milk the system. It's pretty insane. Like the Democrats basically taken every part of the government that could possibly be bent towards providing financial incentives for illegal immigrants to come to and remain in the United States, whether it's Social Security, disability, Medicare, unemployment, even like IRS refunds without any income. It's wild. The diverted FEMA funds, which is supposed to be for helping Americans in distress from natural disasters, to pay for luxury hotels in New York for illegals to stay there. In fact, they're still there. Those hotels are still active.
That's all.
Elon getting pretty damn serious about that. Does that frustrate you? That pisses me off. Selling Social Security numbers. Are we surprised? No. Have common sense. These are the kind of things that have been going on. We talked about it earlier. What, 2 million illegals given Social Security numbers under Joe Biden last year. Robert says we need more arrests. We need treasons to pay for their life. And that's what Joe says. Joe's all about public hangings. You said that. I'll say it.
Public executions, public hangings, you know.
Kevin says, I cannot wait until Doge goes after corrupt politicians and their overnight wealth accumulation. Absolutely. Talked a little bit about that yesterday. Elon says they're going after Jasmine Crockett for her $1 million mansions, multiple, on $174,000 salary as she entered office with $50,000 of debt. Yeah, we get it. Thankfully, Elon has not gotten tired or bored and continues to try to help Americans do what we're doing. Unfreaking believable. But once again, every day we uncover something, and be grateful, because we are living right now in one of the greatest ages of American politics because of what Donald Trump is doing, the transparency that we're getting. Oh, even Dr. Bhattacharya has been elected now. He was banned during COVID because he was saying we're not speaking the truth about the vaccines or COVID. Look at the transformation. Now he's gone public and he's inviting people to challenge his science when it comes to our health. It's amazing what has happened. As I always say, despite some of the crazy that's going on, the uncovering of it will piss us off. The uncovering of it should make you sick. But you should also feel great relief and hope and pride that now we have people who are transparent, the most transparent president we've ever had, the most transparent administration that we have ever had. These are good things that are happening right now. Linda says, makes me angry to give all this money away while so many have so little and have worked so hard for it. Absolutely. Which is why we need to make sure that this stuff never happens again, which is why you have Kash Patel and others going after the Steele dossier and the Russia hoax. So to make sure that nobody has to go through that again. No Republican, no independent, and no Democrat. The same thing that happens. The dig into politicians will affect both sides as it should. Absolutely. No doubt about it. But you have to talk about what's going on. We have another lower level little man judge, Judge Chin, who thinks he's a Billy Badass, who wants to, quote, look like he's fighting, who knows in the end he will lose. But for the moment, he gets his name out. And it looks like the Democrats are, quote, fighting. Because once again, what does their poll numbers tell them? What does research tell them? The Democrats are upset that they're not fighting, that their politicians are not fighting for them. What are they supposed to do if they don't have policy? Create something, create controversy, create drama, create chaos. That's what's happening. You have lower level judges knowing full well that they will not win. And what have they chosen to protect? Behind door number one, liberal Democratic judges supporting and protecting 375 illegal Venezuelan gang members with charges that conclude of murder, child molestation, rape, robbery. They are thieves and trafficking. Congratulations, Democrats. This is what your party has chosen for you to back. And you don't have Democrats going against these judges. Boasberg or now Chin. This is literally what the Democrats have chosen to back up and try to fight for. Here's Tom Homan, our badass member of the administration, taking care of business. Our border czar, who, by the way, does this on a daily basis. It's a thankless job, but here he is setting the record straight for everybody to know what is happening. And it's clear as day for most Americans. We are in the majority. The majority of America is conservative, and it was proven in the election. And it's proven by the approval ratings, and it's a proven. What is Donald Trump's number one approval rating policy? It's immigration in America right now. So why are the Democrats attacking it? I don't know. Makes sense to me.
It's another activist judge making a stupid ruling. It just doesn't make sense. You know, I've been around since 1984, Lawrence, and a TPS, temporary protected status, is never temporary. And President Trump is going to do his job by the rule of law. The law says temporary status. Once the conditions in that country they're from, once the conditions change, then people should be removed from the United States. It's only a temporary status. For instance, if there's a hurricane and it devastates a part of the country, we'll give them TPS until that country gets back on their feet. But TPS isn't meant to be decades long. So President Trump, who's promised American people, we're going to enforce the laws enacted by Congress and signed by the president. We're going to use the laws of this country to secure the border and enforce our immigration law. That's exactly what we're doing. TPS needs to be temporary in nature. We need to follow the rule of law and not some advice from an activist judge who makes a foolish ruling, not based on law, but based on opinion. If you look at that decision, it's based on opinion, not the rule of law, and that's what we need to get back to. So look, we'll litigate it and we'll appeal it and we'll win.
Yeah, they will. What's happening? It's all for show. It's all for theater. We've been telling you guys this going all the way back to our radio days on the edge. Yes, Robert, what a patriot Tom Homan. He is. I don't want publicity. I don't want money. I don't want fame, fortune, notoriety. All I want is for my family and other families in America to live safely, to not have a threat of illegals hurting my family, your family, or any family like they did to Lake and Riley and like they did to so many others. Yet you have these lower level judges trying to make a name for themselves because they're bought and paid for and on the payroll, and they're liberals and they hate Trump. This is an issue. This is a problem. Also, you have a situation where Caroline Leavitt is trying to remind, you've got reporters. I mean, these reporters are flat out idiots and they're evil. And I say evil because they know exactly what they're doing. Instead of coming up with creative questions that help the American people, they're coming up with questions to try to gotcha. And it shows so, and they don't, but that's what they're paid to do. That's why nobody watches mainstream media anymore. That's why advertising dollars have gone away from TV and these horrible liberal shows. Pam says, I love Tom Homan. Liberals keep saying they're joining the new silent riot. I'd like to know, when is the silent part going to start? Exactly. Caroline Leavitt, another badass on Trump's administration, setting the record straight.
By simply having certain symbols in your tattoos and wearing certain streetwear brands. That alone is enough to get someone classified as TDA and sent to El Salvador.
That's not true, actually, Andrew.
According to this document, it is.
Shame on you and shame on the mainstream media for trying to cover for these individuals who have. This is a vicious gang, Andrew, and you are questioning the credibility of these agents who are putting their life on the line.
That is what the document said.
Yeah. Can we go back just to the premise of what Joe Rogan was talking about? Because he's right. It's horrific to believe that in a constitutional democracy like the United States of America, where it's supposed to be guaranteed.
So you see what's happening when it comes to America, when it comes to the mainstream media, when it comes to anything going after Donald Trump. I don't know about you, but I'm erring on the side of safety when it comes to legal Americans. I am not going to give any benefit of the doubt to somebody who is here illegally. You're committing a crime. Once again, you're committing a crime. You are here committing a crime. We don't need new laws. We need to support the laws that we have. We need to actually enforce those, just like the Democratic blue city judges and prosecutors who haven't done their job for so long. That's how you get things done. That's how you change. From the chat line. Also, why can Jasmine Crockett assault someone on video, which we showed you, and nothing happens? Is this still a two-tier justice system? Of course it is. It depends on where you do it in D.C. Do people in Congress have special privilege over citizens? Reverse the situation, and you would have already been arrested. This has to stop. Either we have equal justice or we don't. It's a great point. If she did it in St. Charles County, Missouri, her ass would be in jail where it belongs. It's pretty simple. Senator Lisa Murkowski voted yes to defund Doge. Of course she did. We already know who Lisa Murkowski is. Not all Republicans are actually that sleeper Democrat in action. Yep, she's made it quite clear who she is. When it comes to the judges, which I was talking about too, and you know, we move around fast, cover a lot of topics here. We're a fast moving, fastest hour in podcasting. When it comes to your news headlines, what's happening with the Trump administration, what's happening in 2025, and stories that actually affect your damn life, not fluff filler, BS commercials and everything else. David Harris posted this a few days ago. Glenn just sent it to me as well. And I'm always supporting, and we will always support our U.S. Senators, Josh Hawley and Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt is now demanding a major investigation into how Judge Boasberg magically got 4 high-profile Trump cases within days of each other. We addressed this story on Thursday. 4 cases, 4 federal cases. So it's not going unnoticed, by the way, in D.C. It's not status quo. It's not, oh, we're just going to let things happen. It's not, oh, yeah, we're going to let this happen, that happen, and so forth. Somebody's trying to do something. Thank God Eric Schmidt is there. Thank God Josh Hawley is there as well. But the battle will never stop. We've got tough badasses in every position. Of course, we showed you the pictures. I mean, Kristi Noem's out doing her thing. Kash Patel, everybody, Scott Bessent in finance. Everybody is doing what they have to do right now to make America great again. But I have to show you this too. This is what you're actually fighting against too, though. This is why I say you can't debate a liberal. We got to do a poll. Top 10 reasons why you can't talk to a liberal. This guy, this joker from the ACLU. Can we really take the ACLU serious? No, not for a long time. Listen to what he has to say about men and women in sports. And he says what he says with a straight face.
The policies that are claiming that transgender women in sports are men are wrong. The president is lying when he says that there are men impersonating women and participating in women's sports. There are no examples of men impersonating women that I am aware of. And it is incorrect to refer to transgender women and girls as men and boys. And what these executive orders do, what these laws do, is open the door to sex-based policing. The policies that are...
He says there isn't one case of men competing in women's sports. Did I hear that correctly? Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, we have shown you Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Cory Booker, these lower level court judges, that whatever you want to call that. Who knows what that, I don't even know what you call that. That existence. That's, Robert says, I think he's impersonating a man. Yeah. Who knows? The gaslighting from these ACLU Democrat liberals from the chat line. Abe, wow, what a weirdo. These people are weird. It's because there's a mental illness. That's where I say you need to have compassion for people like this. But if these people come out and start trying to affect your lives, compassion and empathy kind of take a backseat to doing what's legal and right and moral for your family. This is why these people, they want to do what they want to do. You don't mess with children. If you don't go do your thing by yourself, and if you're over 18, go do it. Have at it. Chop, chop, chop away. It's all up to you. But stay out of our mainstream and don't lie to us and gaslight us and come up with these ridiculous lies day after day. Kevin says, what the hell is this guy here legally? Did he just cross the border? Probably. I don't know. It's just the craziness that we see in 2025. Thank God we have a gold standard with Donald Trump and our administration right now. Because if we didn't, as I say, be appreciative, be thankful for what we have in this country right now. Because think of the latter. Think of what could have happened. Holy freaking moly. Okay. Now some good too. How about Kid Rock yesterday at the Oval Office? I love this. Love this video. I don't know. Ducey was in there. You'll hear what he has to say, but this was yesterday press conference. Just it makes me smile. I mean, transparency. Love it.
Thank you. Did Biden do news conferences like this, Peter? I don't think
no. He was never standing next to somebody who looked like they were about to be shot out of a cannon.
Wouldn't have worked out.
Thank you.
Did Biden do news conferences like this, Peter? I don't think
no. He was never standing next to somebody who looked like they were about to be shot out of a cannon.
Yeah. Okay, that was yesterday, last night, Kid Rock, and I don't know if he's performing or what. That's quite the outfit. I do like Kid Rock. Told you the best concert I ever went to. Comerica Park, Kid Rock 40th birthday party, and I was blown away. And I've said this story before. He played every single instrument. He sang, danced, even DJ'd. I was like drums, piano, guitar, bass. I'm like, holy crap, this guy is super talented. Yeah, so I love him there. So he coordinated a meet and greet, a dinner that went down with Bill Maher and Dana White. I want details. I haven't seen any details yet. I've been checking Maher's Twitter account. I've been looking for video. Nobody has said anything. Trump hasn't said anything yet. Yeah, still know what's going on. Did they agree to not say what happened? Did I miss something? If I did, let me know. But what Kid Rock said today, he did an interview this morning on Fox and Friends, really good interview. And he said, guys, it was great. Everything went freaking amazing. He's like, Trump loved it. Maher loved it. Policy was actually talked about. This is how we move America forward. Donna says never saw him perform and want to. Yeah, he's great. I also saw him over at Hollywood Casino in a freaking rainstorm. I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago as well. Great entertainer, super entertainer. I also heard a story that he was a rapper. Did I ever share this story? That he wanted to be Vanilla Ice. And he was like into that whole thing, like rapping and things. And then Vanilla Ice kind of came through, beat him to the punch, and then ruined it for every white guy after in that genre until, of course, another Detroiter was able to break through, Mr. Liberal himself, Eminem. But so Kid Rock had to challenge himself even further and become even more talented, and then created a new path. Such is life. Such is freaking life. Best laid plans. Sometimes we have another direction. God has somewhere else for us to go. Glenn says Maher supported Clinton, Obama, and Biden, but had never been invited to the White House. That is 100% correct. Not only did he support them, he gave them large sums of Bill Maher money, and they didn't have the decency, the courtesy to even invite him for a coffee. This guy has been a huge mouthpiece, right, Joe? A huge mouthpiece.
Absolutely.
For the Democratic Party for a long time. They didn't even invite him. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Robert says another Detroit rocker, Bob Seger. I know. You're going to get me all hooked up on all my St. Louis kin tell me to shut up about Detroit all the time. Like, move back to Michigan. Sorry. One of the greatest things ever did. I digress for a second. Pistons upset the Lakers for the 2004 NBA title. I'm hired in Detroit 2 weeks later. Come the start of basketball season, opening night, they're raising the banner. The Pistons are getting their rings. And I'm walking in covering people, literally Kid Rock. Oh, my God, there's Kid Rock. Oh, there's Eminem. Oh, there's Bob Seger. Oh, there's Uncle Cracker. Oh, there's Aretha Franklin. Oh, there's all of Hitch Street USA. I'm like, holy crap, are you kidding me? Loved it. Love being around that. Yes. So I digress. Yes, there's a lot of Detroit rockers all around. Anyway, you have to find your way in these. Oh yeah. Ted wasn't there that night. I know, the Motor City Madman. He wasn't there. I didn't see him, but yes, he was always talking, always ready to do a conservative interview in Detroit. That's for sure. So this dinner went so damn well. I mean, Maher's not going to become Republican. Let's just get that straight. But when he does his next show, he's going to talk. And I promise you, he will talk about the man that is Donald Trump. Everybody says it. When you meet and spend time with our president, our great president, our fearless president, our serving president, everybody says the same thing. Damn, his presence, his attitude, his personality. He has a heart. He shows that he cares about you. He is a, quote, good guy. Every single person says it when they meet with him. And guess what? According to Rock, Bill Maher felt the same way. Now, what will he do when he goes back to his peeps? He's already getting blasted. Now, he doesn't give an F. He doesn't. He doesn't give an F at all. He said it before his meeting. He's like, he didn't care about liberals ripping him for meeting with Trump. Why wouldn't you want to meet with the president? Why wouldn't you want to go check out the White House when you've been supporting? Hell, I can't wait for my invitation. I'll take you, Joe. I'll take you to the White House when we get our invitation.
Awesome. I'll bring my camera.
All right. That's good. That's good. I look forward to going. I want to go over there and just enjoy it. These are the things that are happening in our country right now. This is why we should feel good. This is why we should feel confident. This is why we should feel happy with I started it up. Yeah, Motown was the best to come out of Detroit. Motor City. I know, I get it. Glenn says Trump versus Obama for a third term. That's funny to talk about. A lot of hype. Did you see this? A lot of hype yesterday. We talked about it on the show. Trump is not running for a third term. There's no freaking way. But he's certainly trolling liberals, getting them all fired up. Because if he could, Obama could. But I don't even think Obama, after all of he's been tarnished. Don't you think? I don't even want to talk about that bullshit. I'm enjoying this term. We're not even 6 months in yet. But yes, I get your point. Damn, it's exciting to be a conservative. It's exciting to see what's happening in our country because this isn't about winning and losing. This is about making America great again. It's about policy that affects our lives on a daily basis, that affects our pocketbook, which gets us to the final thing. Tariffs on auto, supposed to go into term tonight. We'll be finding out very soon what they are specifically referring to. The whole goal is to get production back in America. And a lot has happened already. We've gone through all those totals. I know I'm looking at the chat line. You guys won't let me get on from it. Donna says, he said he wasn't joking. Okay. Yeah, Linda, you guys are great. Linda says, oh, Biden already had his third term. It just ended. Yeah, I know. He loves getting everybody riled up, all those Dems talking about a third term. I think he goes back, he gets into bed. He's like, hey, Melania, did you see how I got them all messed up today? I mean, literally. Oh, Donald, be nice. Be nice.
What if he is serious?
Yeah, he's not serious. He's not. He's not serious. That is so damn good. Oh, we are loving life in America these days. So, automakers in America are now they're coming out against Trump saying cars are going to be more expensive. Okay. Once these go in. Now, if you're buying a car, you want to get that new car quickly because prices are going to go up. Then more people are going to be purchasing used cars. That's at least we're being told. If Robert's still on the chat line, he is a auto supplier in the Detroit metropolitan area. He knows more than probably 99.9% of anybody in the world when it comes to what's happening in the auto industry. Paul says, let them tariffs rip, Mr. President, and then watch the dominoes fall. 100%. That's exactly what can happen. That's exactly where you're going to see things go. I'm just grateful that he's on our side. We're doing well. America is rolling, and we should be grateful for what we have. Once again, we're going to continue to focus on that. We're going to continue to see where we're going. Trump got the Dems to attack EVs coming from Glenn. He did. Who would have ever thought Donald Trump could get Democrats, literally Democrats, to go after the EVs, which is exactly what they've done. Also, let's see. Yep. You've got, let's see, more Elon putting more information out this morning to Wisconsin's, things from that standpoint. And I just want to show you this one last video. And Projo, I'm sending it to you now. We have time to show it. I just love these kids. I love these parents for what they're doing. This election that's happening in Wisconsin, in this swing state, is a big, big deal. And of course, we explain the reasons why at the beginning of the show. I heard automaker Stella Mattis is reopening an auto manufacturing plant by 2027. Where are they planning on opening it, Abe? Give us that information as well. I'm not assuming that's Detroit. Are you talking about the St. Louis area, Missouri? If so, go ahead and give us that information. We've already talked about the other automakers who are coming back and starting production. But I want to show you this video, and I'll set it up for you. This is from the state of Wisconsin before a wrestling meet. And look at these kids and the sign that they had coming out for wrestling.
You know you doing that on purpose, baby.
Projo, can you see the sign?
Yep. Trump 2024 MAGA.
Loved it, loved it, loved it. That is the golden age of America. Thank you, Donald J. Trump. Thank you, people, for standing up for conservatism. And there's nothing wrong with it. You're in the majority. Once again, be polite, be persistent, be polite, be persistent, be polite, be persistent. You have truth and policy on your side. Don't be surprised when Democrats and liberals, like these lower level judges, and they're going to get squashed by the upper courts. They're going to get squashed. The legal experts are already telling you what's going to happen. And then when they get squashed, the mainstream media be off to another story, and they won't actually break down what should be broken down. But we will. And that's why we keep you posted. And we're grateful for your support. Thank you for any donations that come in on PayPal and Venmo to cancel this. Thank you for any advertisers that we have. We are grateful for Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley of the St. Louis metropolitan area. Wendy's, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road. Work hard, play hard. I went and saw Ben the other night, and it was literally one of the most crowded. It's the most crowded I'd ever seen it since my birthday party that we had, which was crazy. Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley. Also, special thanks to WeQuipUSA.com. Once again, WeQuipUSA.com. Paige Measley has an interesting company. It is so damn cool. Check it out, WeQuipUSA.com. You rent items from people who have items up there, or you can rent out your items from people in your community as well. Also, when it comes to sandwiches, some of the best sandwiches you're going to find, that's right, they're in Rock Hill in the St. Louis area. Capriati's, they're a national brand, but they have amazing Wagyu beef. They have fresh roasted turkeys every morning, sliced and diced for their sandwiches. The fries are mouth-watering. And of course, they have some of the best catering you're going to find. Those platters to die for. They're awesome. Check them out. Capriati's in Rock Hill. And it's grilling season. You know where to go. You go to Ace Hardware. Buy it from Ace Hardware. That's where the owner says it's best. The best charcoal in America is Rockwood. It is Rockwood charcoal, and you get it. It's all natural. You literally take a piece, you squeeze it, and it falls apart in your hand. It's natural ingredients. If you can't do that with the charcoal, it's not natural. That means there's fillers inside. Just be careful what you're doing. And get your real estate plan together right now with Megan Livingstone. That's Megan.Livingstone at exprealty.com. 314-249-1708, 314-249-1708. Lots of people looking to move. There are people selling. I'm telling you, the market is starting to change, especially in the St. Louis metropolitan and Missouri area. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. It's starting to change. I see it firsthand. Give Megan a call. Get a plan to put together. It doesn't mean you have to sign with her. Give her a call or an email. Ask her questions. That's how you do. So many other people are doing it. She's getting that plan together right now for several people. And let her know what's going on in your life. Guys, we appreciate you joining us today for Cancel This. We appreciate it, as always, for the fastest hour in podcasting, news, and news headlines. And before we get out of here today, there's no better dog to show than the cutest Pomeranian that I think I have ever seen in my life. That is the mean, the nasty Darth Vader. Joe's cute Pomeranian who has battled a lot. He's got an enlarged, I don't know, what'd you say, prostate?
Testicle.
Testicle. I was trying to be kind. But I'm seriously, dude, that is the coolest. Dude, that is the coolest, prettiest Pomeranian I think I've ever seen.
He is my buddy. That is my little bear.
Praying for Darth Vader from the chat line. Pam says, great show. Thank you. Yeah, happy April Fool's Day. And Joe, thank you for introducing us to Darth Vader. Guys, for Pro Joe or Joe Jam, I'm Vic Faust. We'll catch you next time for CancelThisShow.com. Have a great day.